In 1980, rock and roll was at a crossroads. The carefree 70s were over. Disco was dead, and the band that had defined gritty blue-collar rock was gone. Bon Scott, the voice of AC/DC, had perished. The band was shattered, but what happened next was a rock and roll resurrection. A defiant middle finger to fate comeback forged in tragedy, and at the heart of it all was a song. An anthem so pure, so full of life, it defied its own tragic origin story. A song some people even dared to call a ballad. Black and white photos of a young wild Bon Scott partying. Quick, grainy footage of AC/DC in sweaty pubs. The grim headlines reporting Bon Scott's death in 1980. The iconic Back in Black album cover flashes. And the video cuts to the opening riff of You Shook Me All Night Long. The first few notes echo, building tension. The story of AC/DC's rebirth begins not with Bon, but with the man who had to fill his shoes. Brian Johnson. At 32, Brian was a weathered rock and roll journeyman, a working-class hero from Newcastle. He'd found some success with his band, Geordie, but a steady job in an auto body shop was his day-to-day reality. He'd seen it all, or so he thought. When the call came for an audition, it was veiled in secrecy. The caller wouldn't even say the name of the band. Brian Johnson, the auto body mechanic, was now on a plane to the Bahamas to audition for one of the biggest bands in the world. With the added pressure of replacing a man who was already a legend, the pressure was immense. Brian was stepping into the shadow of a beloved rock icon, and the band was grappling with its own grief. The mood in the recording studio was thick with a mix of sorrow and determination. Angus and Malcolm Young had a pile of riffs. They had song titles, but they needed lyrics. They needed a new voice. Brian Johnson looks pensive, holding a pen and notebook. Angus and Malcolm are focused on their guitars. A visual recreation of Brian Johnson, struggling for inspiration. He's in a hotel. The Young brothers gave Brian a title, You Shook Me All Night Long. But Brian was drawing a blank. The words wouldn't come, until a sudden, violent tropical storm rolled in. A metaphor, a bolt of lightning, a sudden creative spark. And in that moment, the first line hit him. She was a fast machine. She kept her motor clean. The car mechanic in him took over, merging the raw energy of a hot rod with the wildness of rock and roll. From that single line, the song exploded into life. It was a defiant anthem, not a sad ballad. The music is a driving, high-energy rock song from start to finish. There are no gentle piano interludes, no swelling string sections. It's pure, unfiltered rock. And in the Back in Black album cover. And it became AC/DC's first top 40 hit in the US, a commercial, radio-friendly monster. But more importantly, it proved that the band could survive. It wasn't about replacing Bon Scott. It was about honoring his spirit by refusing to give up. The song wasn't a sad, slow tribute. It was a party for Bon. Have you ever heard a song and instantly felt that jolt of energy? That's what this song was for millions of people. It was a lifeline. Despite the massive success of Back in Black, the memory of Bon Scott lingered. Some fans couldn't accept a new singer. The band had to prove themselves all over again, night after night. But You Shook Me All Night Long became a centerpiece of their live shows. It was the moment they proved they were back. The path wasn't always easy, but with every stadium sold out, with every chorus screamed back at them, the new AC/DC was cementing its place in rock history. So, the legacy of You Shook Me All Night Long is immense. It's the track that ushered in a new era for AC/DC. It cemented Brian Johnson as the rightful heir to the throne, but its true power lies in the resilience it represents. It is a song born from tragedy that refuses to be tragic. It's a defiant celebration of life, of passion, of the simple joy of rock and roll. And what of the idea that it's a power ballad? It's a testament to the fact that when a sound is so powerful, so pure, some people just don't have a name for it. And that's fine. Because AC/DC never cared about fitting in. They just cared about rocking. The story of You Shook Me All Night Long is more than a song. It's a tribute. It's a comeback. It's a testament to the power of a riff, a voice, and a band that refused to quit. What's a song that changed the course of a band's history for you? Let us know in the comments below. If you appreciate the stories behind the legends, hit that like button and subscribe to Legend Story Vault. We'll see you next time.